Hello, hello, hello. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another Mom Mindset Monday. I am Cherry Twitty-Hawkins, your self-care coach for moms, helping moms to make themselves a priority and rediscover the woman within by practicing self-care, self-awareness, and self-love. And guys, as a mom, as a self-care coach, I know that a lot of moms we struggle with time management. And as many moms in our community, and if you are not a member of our community on Facebook, come and join us. It is Moms Matter 2 Self Care for Christian Moms. That moms have let me know that they struggle with time management because there's so many things they don't prioritize and they're doing so many, just multitasking. Y'all know that image of moms just juggling stuff, just like, ugh, it's just so much to do. And that multitasking that we do, which I know you're probably like, girl, how you gonna tell me how to stop multitasking? You know, as moms, we gotta multitask. But guys, we do, but we can minimize it, okay? We can minimize it. It should not be, I feel like it should not be our normal because it causes unnecessary stress. I say this often in different situations, being a mother and being a woman, we decide that things are our normal because we saw our aunts, our mothers, our grandmothers do it. So we feel like, oh, that all that weight we carry, all these things we do, all this emotional stress, that's just our normal. But it doesn't have to be. As women of God, God wants the best for you. And so again, we're going to talk about today how we are going to minimize mom multitasking. And yes, that's a lot of M's. And guys, if you're watching live, please say hello down below in the comments. And if you're watching via replay, please type hashtag replay down below so I can come back and say hello to you. And if you're watching and you're a mama, please drop a heart emoji. I love to see those so that I can come back and show you some mama love. And guys, I am broadcasting in different places. So if you're watching in our Facebook community, please give StreamYard permission to view your name. Otherwise, I'm going to say a comment, but it'll just say Facebook user. All right. So now that we've got that out of the way, for those of you, I don't know who would not know, because like I said, all of us as moms, we multitask. Multitasking is doing more than one thing at a time. It's taking care of your kids, it's cooking, it's on your phone while your kids are talking to you, it's working while you're trying to get your daughter to go play. It's doing more than one thing. And as I was reading, I even noticed, and I love that she broke it down this way. There's physical multitasking, like I just talked about, and then there's mental, where you are folding your clothes. And I've done this. Oh my goodness. You're folding your clothes. Who loves folding clothes? God bless you. Um, you're folding your clothes, and then you think about, oh, shoot, I need to go get those dishes and take them out. So you go get the dishes, and of course, you left your clothes that you were folding. So you go take the dishes out, or you go start the dishwasher. And then as you're doing that, you think about something else. Oh man, I need to go do this. So you stop what you're doing here and you go. So, what is the theme? You don't get anything done. You don't get anything completed. That's why I feel like a lot of us as moms, we have that thing where we feel like we were just busy all day, did so many things, but then at the end of the day, when you lay back and you're just like, "Whew, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep," and you have that feeling of, "Man, I feel like I didn't get anything done. I feel like I didn't complete anything," because you didn't, because you had that mental multitasking going on, and you let that control your actions. So think about that right now. Do you do that? Is that something that you do? Do you have that mental where it's something always pulling at you, and as soon as you think about it, you go run and do it? Think about it. And so I want to share with you some more things that multitasking that I would say are cons of multitasking that are not so good. We make more mistakes. We make more mistakes. Have you ever, maybe you were working on an email or something, you started talking to your child, or you look down at a text message and you didn't really proofread your email like you should have, or it could be a text message, all that texting. And you realize, oh, shoot, I was not supposed to type that. I was not supposed to send that. because you were dividing your time. And our brains are not, they're really not made to multitask. They're made to focus on one thing at a time. And so we want to work on as much as possible. Like I said, working on minimizing it. If you don't want to make mistakes, you have to make sure you're focused on one thing. And something else, it causes anxiety and stress. So when I talk about these things and I talk about multitasking, some moms are going to say, "Oh, I have no problem doing that. I'm good. I complete my task." And then other moms will be like, "Girl, I cannot do that. I cannot." Like me, if I'm cooking and my kids won't help with the homework, and y'all know homework in itself is already stressful sometimes. If I'm trying to cook and my kids are asking me questions, that causes anxiety, that causes stress for me. For me, it's not. I don't know if that's you. If that's you, put a hand up emoji down in the comments. You cannot do the cooking and the helping with the homework. It causes stress. So again, this is about being self-aware. What is it for you that you're like, oh, I know I've been multitasking with these things, but it's causing me stress. It's causing me anxiety. Those are the things you want to think about as I'm talking and saying, okay, I need to work on these. So it causes anxiety and stress. And then, as I talked about earlier, the example of the clothes with the dishes. We don't finish things we start. We don't finish things we start. We start this, we start that. Then our kids, so then they add it to the equation. Mommy, I need this. Mommy, you heard me. Mommy, blah, 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 da, da, da. So then you're pulled even further away. And after that happens, then you're like, what's that TikTok I've been seeing come in there talking about, what did I come in here for? What was I doing? And you don't remember. So you're definitely not going to complete it. So those are just three things just to think about. Are there things in your life that you're multitasking on and they're causing you to make mistakes, causing anxiety and stress, and then you're not finishing things? You just really have to think about, and at the end of the day, am I feeling like I did all of these things, but I don't feel productive? I don't feel like I accomplished anything. And just to say, I forgot to say, guys, if you have not signed up for my Master Your Time Management class, which we're starting tomorrow at 11 a.m. CST, please sign up. Here is the link. Really click quickly if you want to screenshot it, but I should have it, depending on where you're watching, up in the status or down below in the comments. It is bit.ly/master your time class. And we are going to go into all of this. I'm not going to just give you the strategies. We are going to talk about mindset because I can give you the strategies, but if you don't believe in it, you're not going to do it. And even if you do, you're not going to keep at it because you're going to say, man, this don't work. So let's talk about some ways to minimize mom multitasking. And again, this is for whatever, just be self aware. Think about, what is it that causes me stress? What is it that's causing me not to be productive? Do I never finish the laundry because I'm always thinking about something else, because I'm always doing something else? Or am I always frustrated because I'm trying to, if you work from home, I'm trying to take care of my kids while I'm working at the same time, or I'm on my phone, which we know is a big one for us. While I'm on my phone, while my kids want my attention, and I'm getting irritated at them. I talked about this in a previous Mom Mindset Monday. We're getting irritated with our kids because we're making this phone urgent. It's urgent to us, and we're acting like it's important, when the most important thing is connecting with our children. So ask yourself, do you do that? Just ask yourself. So the first thing you can do is limit the number of things you do. Limit them. If possible, make it one thing. Do that one thing. If you have to do the dishes and you start to think about the clothes, or you start to think about, work you have to do, an email, somebody you have to text, do the dishes. Do the dishes until you're finished, okay? And again, if it's something you have to multitask, maybe you have a cutie little baby, cutie newborn, and you have to, wrap that baby up, have the baby on you, or, however you do it, have them in a sling while you cook or different things like that, then, that's what you have to do. but don't add on other stuff. Don't add on, let me be texting people while I'm cooking, while I'm helping you. Limit the amount of things you do. Focus on one thing for 25 minutes. Now, this is whatever works for you. It could be 15 minutes, 20, 30, but focus on one thing for 25 minutes. Focus. Research shows that when we're doing something and we get distracted, if we come back to it, as I mentioned before, if we even come back to it, when we come back to it, it will take us 20 minutes to refocus. 20 minutes. So that's the time that you already put into that, whatever you were doing. Then, whatever you decide to go do, then you come back, then you start to work on it. You're like, okay, oof, all right, we got to focus. That's another 20 minutes. Okay, so think about how much time that is total for you to finish something that should have only taken, maybe 25 minutes. It could take you an hour to do it because you were not focused. You had to refocus your brain. So focus on one thing for 25 minutes, as much as will be rid of those distractions. We talked about how to do that in previous training. If you want to watch them, check it out on my YouTube channel, or of course, like I said, come and join our Facebook community, Moms Matter Too, Self-Care for Christian Moms. Okay, and the thing I want to talk about tonight is practice being mindful. Being mindful of how you feel. As I talked about earlier, being mindful of what are the things that I multitask on that cause me stress? In what areas of life am I doing more than one thing and I'm irritated? I'm snapping at my kids, I'm snapping at my husband, I'm just irritated. I'm like, oh, leave me alone. Be mindful of that. Know that. What do they say? The first step is acknowledging you have a problem. That's the first step. Because if you don't acknowledge it, if you're like, oh, I just got to do this, I got to, if it's causing you stress and anxiety, you need to be mindful of that. You need to think, oh, am I feeling stressed? Am I snapping at my kids and they just want my attention like kids want? Am I, as I talked about this in the past, am I feeling stress in my body? So I probably should have put that for number one. Being mindful, recognize that, first of all, this is my normal, but it does not have to be. And then what am I going to do to change that? Am I going to start putting my phone down? Am I going to start, like I said, focusing on one thing at a time as much as possible? As much as possible. And I'm going to start paying attention to me, not just everybody else. That's self-care, y'all. Taking care of yourself, making sure your own needs are met. We want to make sure we're doing that for sure. Okay? Because that's what I am here for. I'm here to help you because we are women first. And I think as moms, we forget that so often. We forget that so often because we're taking care of serving, giving to everybody else. That we forget that we have to take care of mama too. We have to take care of the woman inside. That's self-care. Is taking care of your own needs. That means needs at the basis, at the basic level, taking care of our own needs and then wants. All right, guys. So if you, like I said, if you are ready to get your time management together, we are starting tomorrow at 11 a.m. CST. And if you can't make it live, if you have to join late, you have to leave early, I am sending out the replay to everyone who signs up. I'm excited to share with you guys, talk about your goals, get clear on your goals for your life, and then create, as I said before, a schedule of how day by day you can make that happen. And stop saying, I wish I had time for myself. I wish I had time to start that business, to sew that blanket, to have a weekend to myself. I wish I had more time with my kids, but I work too much. We need to go from that wish to I will, and then this is how you will make it happen. And we're going to be going through that tomorrow. As I said before, a virtual online class. I will be sending out the Zoom link and then the recording to everybody who joins in. So if you watch it live, You can watch the thing again and again as many times as you need to. And I will be sending a workbook as well that you can print out and you can write down so you're not like, oh, I don't remember what she said. I don't remember what I said. You wrote it down. You wrote it down. So there's no excuses. No more excuses. And again, starting tomorrow, December 28th at 11 a.m. CST. And thank you so much to everybody who has already registered. You rock, and I'm so excited, and I look forward to teaching you guys and sharing with you how we can change our realities as moms, as women, because this is what this is about. This is about legacy. This is about creating something different. We talk about breaking, and I don't really like the term curses, but we talk about breaking generational curses and different things like that. But the way that you break those generational traditions, that's what I call them, is you create a new tradition. You create a tradition where mommy is at peace, or mommy is relaxed, or mommy makes herself a priority instead of being the mom that is snapping at you, that is frustrated, that is exhausted. This is how we change that legacy from what we saw growing up and creating something different for the next generations to come is by changing our mindset and changing our actions. And that's why I created this class so that we can do that. Because that's what I feel like God has me here for, to teach moms that we have to remember we are women first. And it is our job to raise the next generation. And guess what that includes? That includes changing some things that we know were not good for us coming up. We're not good for our moms when we saw them wore out to the point to where they got sick. We knew that was not okay. But mama felt like that's what she had to do. And she did the best she knew how to do. But when when you know better, it's actually time to do better. Not just say it, it's actually to do better. So join us tomorrow. Like I said, that link, I usually point at the wrong place, is right there, bit.ly/master your time class. And depending on where you're watching, it should be up in the status or down below in the comments, and you can click and watch. All right, guys. Well, once again, I am Cherry Twitty-Hawkins, your self-care coach for moms. Have a wonderful evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever you watch this. Mamas, remember, you matter too. God bless.